This is me pointing. This is me holding in. Woosah, take a deep breath. This is another episode. Let's talk sports with Richard Cole. Look, I have to take a woosah. I have to. Because if you have daughters or wives, um, you'll understand what I'm about to say. And if you don't, and you have that in your plans in the future, you might want to listen up. If a female tells you that they have to be somewhere at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, they should literally start getting ready about 8:30. It doesn't matter how big your house is. It doesn't. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is they need a 3 hour jump to be ready on that time. Because I have never in my life seen. I'm sorry. Let me stop. I have seen it before in my life. Females take too long to get ready. They will spend 20 minutes on one doggone spot in their hair. One spot. It just blows my mind. So all you guys who are married and have daughters and all that, you know what I'm talking about. But those people who are going to get married in the future, y'all might as well just get ready for this because I'm telling you, it's going to happen and it's going to drive you up the freaking wall. All right. I just had to get that out of my system. I had my woo side moment. Look, we're going to talk about some stuff today. We're going to start with the Memphis Grizzlies and the LA Lakers game 6. Okay. I have a reel that I did earlier that's coming out soon. It's going to come out right after this show. And it's talking about the Memphis Grizzlies in game 6. Now, let's just see if we can backtrack a little bit. Okay. I started noticing Memphis, well, of course, when they drafted Ja Morant. I really was noticing Ja Morant. But obviously led me to notice the Memphis Grizzlies as a whole. Okay, so not too many years ago, I want to say it's about 4 years ago, maybe 3. The Memphis, the Memphis Grizzlies beat Golden State in a play-in tournament, and they went on to lose in the first round. Okay, that's when I started noticing the Memphis Grizzlies. But since then, the Memphis Grizzlies have been going to the playoffs. If not 4 consecutive years, 3 out of the 4 consecutive years. Either way, every time they get there, this happens. I mean, every single time. If it's not Golden State bouncing them out, it's somebody else bouncing them out. Now, during the season, the Memphis Grizzlies look unbeatable. They look like they are just flying high. I mean, so this season here was kind of interesting because, Ja Morant had an interview, ESPN analyst, and he just made the statement that he wasn't concerned about anybody in the West. The West was taken care of. The only team that really concerned him in the East was basically the Boston Celtics. Okay. Now that's one thing that he said. Now later on in the years, and a whole bunch of different things were being said. But later on, the things that stuck out the most was when Dylan Brooks actually got in front of a press conference and said that they were a dynasty. I have yet to figure out how could they be a dynasty and they haven't even won they haven't even won a conference finals. I mean, let alone the NBA finals. They hadn't even won a conference finals. And I'm trying to figure out how did he mean that they were a future dynasty? Because he didn't say that. He said that they were a dynasty as of right now. Now, Memphis being bounced out of the playoffs, the way they were bounced out of the playoffs is that when you put all those things together, that is embarrassing. Don't get it wrong. I'm not sitting up here advocating that I don't like trash talking. I do like trash talking, and I love a team that has confidence. But I also know that when you trash talk and you don't bag it up, you look like a complete imbecile. Like you put the idiot in, you put the I in idiot. You look really, really bad. That's if you lose. Okay. But considering the trash talking that was done and all the bullying that was done and all this bantering, it's just bullying and bullying all the time. The Lakers beating the living crap out of you in game 6 had to be your most embarrassing moment. And before I go in on Memphis real hard, let me explain something to you. I am a Ja Morant fan. I've been a Ja Morant fan since he came into the league. I thought Ja Morant should have been drafted. I thought Ja Morant should have been a lottery pick. I really thought he was that good. Now I'm not talking about his personal life. I'm just telling you I'm a fan of him. So I can say this and I'm gonna say it very loudly. And for all those out there, those fans out there that was on social media with me talking about that the Lakers wasn't going to beat Memphis. Memphis was just playing around. Baines was averaging 26 points a game. When I'm saying to myself, yeah, he averaged 26, but he didn't average 30, and his shots were not timely all the time. Just because you average 26, y'all kill me with these stats. I averaged 26. Well, when did the 26 come? In the first and second quarter? Did it come when you needed it the most? Because they could have used that last night. Ja Morant flying around the field, dunking on people, skying over LeBron, doing all these spectacular things. They could have used that last night. I guess what I'm saying is, and let me help y'all out. I'm gonna show you how bad this was. I stopped watching this game 6 minutes, no, I'm sorry, with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. And I knew it was over. Now, would it be so bad if you wouldn't have talked so much crap? Now, it was going to be bad regardless because everybody has started to notice that the Memphis Grizzlies get bounced out the playoffs every year. They do a lot of trash talking. They play really, really good during the regular season, and then, wham, bam, just bounced out. Golden State did it to you last year, bounce you out. The Lakers did it to you this year, bounce you out. You still freaking talking. Here's the deal. The Memphis Grizzlies do have a good team, but they do not have a championship team. They do have an elite player. And notice I said player. Now, I'm not going to take nothing away from Mr. Jackson. He's a good player too, but he is not elite. He's just defensively elite. He's not an elite player. We cannot count Jared Jackson as a 30-point guy every game. It's not going to happen. He may have them here and there, but it's not going to happen. So y'all keep doing the same things and you keep ending with the same results because you believe that the same people who got those results will change the results. How can the same people, you continue to go on with the same people and they keep giving you the same results, but you expecting a different result? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Here's what I need from the Memphis Grizzlies, and I'm gonna back up off them, but I'm just feeling some kind of way about Memphis. I mean, here's the first thing I would say: shut your mouth. Shut your mouth until you become elite. Because when you become elite, when you become an elite team, you don't have to say anything. Everybody already know. But when you got to say something about it, you're not elite. It's that simple. Okay, so let's get down to what's going on with the Memphis Grizzlies. I've been hard on them, so I want to tell y'all what's going on. And I haven't heard anybody mention it yet, but I'm sure I don't watch every show. Memphis need a coach. Memphis has talent. And I might even kind of jump up on that general manager too. Because I don't understand why they don't have the talent yet to push them to another level. You definitely have an elite player with Ja Morant, or maybe Ja Morant is too elite for Memphis. Maybe Ja Morant should go somewhere else. Because Memphis do seem to play much better, or I shouldn't say much better. Memphis should surely play a lot together when Ja Morant is not there. It doesn't seem like they have that same continuity when they're playing with Ja Morant. Maybe this would be a blockbuster trade next year, and you'll send Ja Morant to somebody like Philadelphia and get shoot, I can't think of my boy name from Philadelphia, to come to Memphis. When I don't know what you have to do, Memphis. I just don't. I just know that it is a coaching problem. There's a general manager problem because last night that was a that was just straight up butt whooping, man. Man, the Lakers just beat the crap out y'all. Like and they slap y'all around so bad it made me feel sorry for somebody who been bullying all year. Enjoy your vacation, Memphis. Memphis Grizzlies fans, don't hate me because you know you feeling some kind of way this morning too. Your feelings are hurt. And I know you guys are tired of getting y'all hopes up every freaking year to get beat down in the playoffs with that star player that you have. It's embarrassing. Don't get mad. Chicago Bulls had to go through and Jordan was elite. That's why I say you need a general manager and a coach to put this thing together because I don't think what you have now is going to work. Sorry about that, Memphis. I had to jump on y'all right now. Besides, I'm a Golden State fan anyway, and I just don't like y'all. It's just simple as that. Okay. Before I go on, all I've talked about was is women take too doggone long to get ready, and Memphis Grizzlies just made themselves just look bad. It's simple as that. Now, I don't know if my next subject is, but I'll tell you what I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to switch to the NFL. I'm getting ready to switch to the NFL. Now, listen to me. I did a series called the NFL Draft Series, free agency. So I talked about free agency and I talked about the draft or what I thought teams should do. If you hadn't seen that, go back and look at some of my older videos because this video would make much more sense if you looked at those videos. And one of the teams I spotlighted was the Chicago Bears. The reason why I spotlighted the Chicago Bears was I can see what the Bears are doing. Okay, we must be honest. Last year, the Bears wasn't that good, but here's what was interesting about them. Even though they wasn't that good, they still competed. Now, what I mean by competed, they didn't win the game, but in most games they were in the game. And some of them they almost won, and a lot of them they should have won, but they just didn't have enough, right? They just didn't have enough. Well, they bring in Ryan Poles, and I told y'all when the Bears brought in that general manager, Ryan Poles is going to be really good. This is an up and comer. Believe me when I tell you. So the season is over. Ryan Poles goes to work in the free agency. He just goes to work, just adding pieces, adding pieces, adding pieces. But before I jump completely out of my mind and gave a prediction about the Chicago Bears, I wanted to see what they did in the draft. They did not disappoint. See, I know you guys watch the NFL draft and we listen to the experts and they tell us who they think is going to be great. And I'm not saying that they're wrong because sometimes they're 100% on point, right? But sometimes they give you this grade on a player and this player's a wild card or he may have a character issue. And they base all these things off of what they've heard. And you never really hear that much about the player's heart. Now, watching Ryan Poles put this together, he got a lot of what they call wild cards. I don't believe they're wild cards. I believe they're going to be beasts on the field. But I'm just telling you what the masses says. The masses says they're wild cards. Wild cards are projects. That is not true. Excuse me. These people are going to be good. And I'm telling y'all first, I mean, last year I did the same exact thing when I first started in September of last year. Go back and watch the video. Me and my producer, when I was telling my producer that Jacksonville was going to be awesome. Jacksonville was going to shock some people. Well, this year I'm telling you, it's going to be the Chicago Bears. Listen, I know you want to get hype on the 49ers and we want to get hype on the Dallas Cowboys and get hype on the Philadelphia 76ers. Philadelphia Eagles. I know you want to get hype on those teams. I know you do. But listen to me closely. Why are you getting hype over there? The Chicago Bears are building a masterpiece. I mean, on paper, right now, the Chicago Bears are a contender. On paper. And if the coaches It can bring it all together. They're finna shock some people next year. It may not start off that way, but it didn't start off that way for Jacksonville either. But as the season go on, they're gonna start to get it together because this is a whole new team, a bunch of new personalities trying to come together. It takes time. But you remember you heard it here on Let's Talk Sports. The Chicago Bears are going to shock some people. The Chicago Bears, once they get it together, are going to be hard to beat. I am excited about the Chicago Bears. I'm also excited about the Detroit Lions, but I'll do that another day. I'm just talking about Chicago right now. These are the new people that are coming. And for those of y'all, like my counterpart over there, Rod Matthews, who doubt Justin Fields, good luck with that. These people are getting ready to shock some people. You heard it first here at Let's Talk Sports. The Chicago Bears are the monsters of the Midway may be back. I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger for all those who don't like Chicago. For those who do like Chicago, yes, I'm giving y'all some love. And yes, I will be following the Chicago Bears this year. Okay, I had to get that out the way. That was just really, that's just so fun to watch. It's so fun to see a team being formed. Now I'm going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm going to put together the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys and why it matters, what's coming up. I mean, what's going on, right? Okay, we both know, anybody who's been watching football, Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles in the same division, right? Everybody knows this. But last year, Dallas fell short in the wild card round. I'm sorry, in the divisional rounds. And Philadelphia went on to lose in the Super Bowl. Okay, so common sense would tell you that, first of all, Philadelphia won the division, Dallas didn't. So first of all, I gotta win the division. If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, hey, what is it gonna take? What do we have to do to win the division? All right, okay. Philadelphia, on the other hand, is saying, what do we have to do to maintain our division title and keep ourselves in the position that we're in when we have a very good division, an up and coming division? It's gonna be a dogfight. So I watched everybody, the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, through the offseason. They're seeing the free agency moves. Dallas got busy in free agency this year, which is something they normally don't do, which is I always thought was a mistake. But this year they got a little busy because I guess they can feel the heat of the Philadelphia Eagles, right? So, but Philadelphia got busy in free agency, but not like you think. I mean, they actually lost Hargrave. I mean, they lost their running back. They lost some key pieces, or did they? Or were they just letting those people go because they had a plan? Because it's starting to look like they had a plan. I'm just saying. See, nobody's seen. Nobody. If any analyst or anybody you hear on TV say that they knew that was coming, they would be lying through their teeth. Nobody's seen the Philadelphia Eagles moving up to get that defensive tackle. I didn't. I mean, Michael Parsons should have been upset when he seen that. And then turn right around and get his teammate, and they was a part of the best defense in college football last year that won a national championship. They get two of them. See, they didn't take their loss they took their loss very seriously to the Chiefs last year in the Super Bowl. And they aim to say that nobody's gonna beat us because of our defense ever again. That's the kind of move they made. And then they turn around, if I'm not mistaken, they went and got a running back. And if they haven't got a running back, they're going to get one. You can see what the Eagles are doing. Now, here's the thing. The Dallas Cowboys are not doing bad in free agency, nor in the draft. But they got to keep up with the Eagles. And the Eagles are tearing their butt up right now. It's not that you're not, it's not that when the Eagles are making moves to win a Super Bowl, not making moves to win a division. Dallas is making moves to win a division, maybe even go to the playoffs. They're not trying to win the Super Bowl. The Eagles trying to win the Super Bowl. Now, we're gonna get a benefit of the doubt because I'm doing this video before the draft is over. So there's a good chance that the Dallas Cowboys could do some other things in the draft to turn this thing around. But I'm gonna be honest, if you was keeping scores right now, Philadelphia up big. If this was a boxing match, Dallas on the ropes. If this was a basketball game, Dallas just got dunked on. If this was a baseball game, somebody just hit a home run with bases loaded. I'm just saying when you compare Dallas Cowboys lovers, when you compare to what Philly is doing versus what you're doing, you ask yourself, can you beat them twice? Can you split with them? Because right now, I don't even think you can split with them. I think they'll beat you twice right now. Now you can do something later. You can do something in free agency. You can do it's something can happen. You can make a trade, and this whole attitude I have about this could change. But right now, they beating the living crap out you because now if this kid is half of what he was in college, you can't even run up the middle, which means you probably can't run at all. And if you can't run on the Philadelphia Eagles and they can run on you, yeah, you're in trouble. But let's just say your defense does well and you keep them from running. Well, they got Jalen Hurts and you got Dak Prescott. And if the game comes down to the quarterbacks, you must even Dallas fans will tell you mostly, I'm probably gonna pick Jalen Hurts in that battle. I'm just saying, Cowboy fans, y'all should be optimistic because you're not doing bad. But Eagle fans should be excited. The Eagles fans should be really excited right now. They got the funny thing is the Eagles are picking players that fit their personality. They fit the team's aura, so to speak. They fit everything about the Philadelphia. They might as well just say they're from Philadelphia because that's how they're gonna be accepted because they're the perfect people for this fan base. Hats off to the Philadelphia Eagles general manager. He kicking butt, dude. He kicking butt. Dallas, you got to catch up. And I ain't even mentioning the Washington Commanders or the New York Giants. And the reason why I didn't mention them is because they're way behind compared to what the Philadelphia Eagles are doing. And maybe they got something up their sleeve, but I ain't seen it. But Dallas, you were the runner-up in that division. You have to keep up with Philadelphia, and right now you're not keeping up with Philadelphia. Look, we bring our podcast to you guys every Thursday night at 7 o'clock, and we bring basically just me to be able to voice some of my frustrations on Saturday because that's really what it is. But a lot of things are getting ready to change. This is really really cool because if you guys have been following the podcast, I mean, we have two guests that come on to the show, and the oddest thing is we all Saints fans. I'm a Chiefs fan, but they're just totally Saints fan. I'm a Saints and Chiefs fan. But we're not all. We don't. We pretty much gonna agree when it comes to the Saints. But Rod and I are starting to show that we have some differences, and we're gonna start voicing those differences. And it's really fun because this dude literally texts me and talk more trash than y'all can ever imagine. This blows my mind. So here's a message to Rod. I hope you watch this show, man. This is a message to Rod Matthews. And for all of you guys who are going to follow the show, remember it's Thursday night at 7 o'clock, and it's Saturday at 12 o'clock. But the show you want to see, well, you want to see both shows, but if you want to see me and Rod go ahead, you're going to see the Thursday night show at 7 o'clock. And let me tell y'all, I'm just saying this for the record so everybody can remember this because he's going to have amnesia. Rod picked the Lakers to go to the NBA. I'm sorry, to the NBA Finals. I'm sorry, Western Conference Finals. And I picked the Golden State Warriors to go to the Western Conference Finals. Golden State is in probably the game of the year, Game 7 with Sacramento, and the Lakers have already advanced. So if Golden State beats Sacramento and then play the Lakers, That means that our predictions are facing each other and only one can go. And he has to be humbled. So I hope you watch the show Thursday night. We're gonna go over, we're gonna probably jump off into that. Either I'm gonna be eating crow or talking noise, or he's gonna be eating crow or talking noise. It doesn't, we don't know. But we're gonna go off into that, and we're also gonna be talking about the New Orleans Saints Thursday as well. We gotta talk about the Saints because by then the draft will be over. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed this show. I hope you join us on Thursday and Saturday. This is Rich Cole. Let's talk sports. Oh, and thanks for the support. Thanks for all the support that I'm getting. Peace. I'm out.